Bitcoin is headed to zero. Question everything, trust nothing. Welcome to Debate Crypto. Your boy Crypto Keeper. Hopefully everybody is doing well. It's another episode of TA Thursday around the charts. Hopefully everyone is doing well. We got three of the best in the game today. We're kicking it off with my man, my good friend, Crypto Face. Face, what's going on, brother?
Yo, what's happening?
Yo, Face has got some fun stuff for us today. So strap in, folks. We've got some interesting talks that we're about to have. So stick around for that. We've got also Magic Internet Money. Magic, what is going on, brother?
Oh, another day in paradise out here in Kansas.
Another day in paradise in Kansas. Click those heels together. Maybe you could get away from there. And then your boy.
Smoking that wheat.
What'd you say? Doing the oh yeah, it's 420 too. We can talk about that in a second. Bill Noble, what's up, brother?
Hi, how you doing?
Bill, you still getting that or no? I'm not hearing an echo. You still getting that? Good?
Hi.
All right. Well, I thought you were hearing an echo. I just wanted to see whether you actually are still hearing it or not. Are you?
Yes.
You are. Anybody else hearing an echo?
He can roll. No, I'm good. He can roll the punches.
No, I'm good.
All right, just making sure. All right, Crypto fam, let me jump into the chat right quick. We've got a lot of people from some of the other streams, so welcome. Want to say hello to everybody. Who's first today? Brad Geidel. Good to see you, brother. TA Thursday. I want to rock. What's up, everybody? Jeff Plyer, Green Day Profits. We've got Gazagno, the operator. I think some of these are your people, Face. Definitely some names I have not seen. Psychedelic Astronaut. It's a dope name. And Eurocrack.crypto. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We love you guys. We're going to have some fun today. We do things a little bit differently here with Debate Crypto. We want to actually push against the narrative that everybody puts out into the crypto space. So we dive into some different topics sometimes, but on Thursdays, we keep it more TA-centric. So let me take a look. Let's start off with the crypto market cap, and then we'll dive into some good conversation. Let's see here. So the updated crypto market cap, according to CoinMarketCap, is 1.19 trillion with the T dollars. That's down 2.72%. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at 28,338. That's down almost 3.25% on Bitcoin. Ethereum's held up a little bit better. It's at 1932, just below that 2,000 mark. BNB hitting at 317, and you already know what time it is. The rest of the top 10 are down some more. We got XRP down about 5%, Dogecoin about 6.5% almost. Yeah, we're bleeding, ladies and gentlemen. We're bleeding. But you came here to find out why we're bleeding and if it's going to change. So let's dive right on into
it's that time of the month.
It is that time
after that second week, man. You these 2 weeks in there. Oh, never mind. Shut up. We'll get into that.
Well, let's kick it off. So, Bill, I want to start it off with you. Legacy and crypto have been, correlated or somewhat correlated for a long time. Is there anything in the legacy markets right now that are forcing this downward pressure on Bitcoin? Like, as you look at the charts, is there something that's screaming, hey, right here, you should pay attention to this?
Yes, there sure is. So if we go to PowerPoint here, this chart I shared, we can start off with a simple tweet about the Fed, right? Fed official says inflation won't return to 2% for at least 2 years. Which is a nice way of saying they're not done tightening, right? They're not. They just told you. Even though the economic data today was horrendous, they just told you they're just going to keep pushing it until something breaks.
Yeah.
The thing that they want to break is equities, right? This is S&P futures. This is like the 4,200 level. It's been the high since May of last year. This Williams oscillator indicates a big move may be coming. This RSI is rolling over, and sometimes equities, it's not the smartest market in the world. Crypto's pretty quick. It takes equities a little while to digest bad news.
Yeah.
So this is not good in legacy. Now, if you look at Blackstone, This is a 4-hour DeMark chart. So DeMark was kind of like a quantitative technical analyst, kind of like the original. Blackstone is like the largest holder of commercial real estate, according to ChatGPT. The DeMark work is drawing resistance at $92 a share, and there are two topping signals here indicating that this sort of contrarian up trade, everybody wants to get short because they know commercial real estate's going to crack.
Yeah.
They all get squeezed out. And then there's this chart of long-term treasury bond yields, 30-year bonds, like the mortgage. Where does the 30-year mortgage rate come from? From the 30-year bond yield. There's a lot of evidence out there that says that there are people, foreigners, the Japanese, they're just not buying our bonds anymore. They're not. And if nobody buys our bonds, long-term bonds can collapse, causing long-term interest rates to go up. The Fed is still on the warpath. Equities are going to have a really tough time, right? And I'm not the only person who can see that bull flag. So that means higher long-term rates. Just as an aside, the dollar can't rally. One of the most disturbing things about today is that crypto is down, and so is the dollar.
And so is the dollar, which is normally not the case.
Right, which smells like, kind of a rare joke and legacy of sell bonds, sell stocks, sell dollars, right? Toxic. So in that type of environment, that's good for crypto long-term, probably negative short-term, because again, crypto is a risk asset, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Bitcoin on a 2-day chart, you have a lot of new highs, awesome for us, but some of those new highs weren't confirmed. So you have, bear div, as they say on crypto YouTube, right? And then if you look at the DeMark work just on a short-term chart of Bitcoin, Bitcoin seems to be anticipating trouble and legacy. I've got a GAN event, let's call it. We can talk about that later. But when you have this 9 signal in DeMark, it can signify the first part of a trend. How do you know it's the first part of a trend? Well, when it's going down, if you get a failed rally, it can resume. So you can have like 3 or 4 more days of this thing either getting smacked or going into a range. I'm sure Magic knows where the bottom end of the range is, but Legacy's in trouble, and crypto kind of smells the carcass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So Bill, I mean, overall, when you put all of this information together that you just went over, I mean, it smells like there's blood in the water and people know it. So there's a lot of there was basically not just one thing that you showed, not 2, not 3. There's half a dozen things that are all scaling up and saying, hey, we've got some trouble. Now, one of the other things that we like to look at, and you don't hear this often especially in crypto YouTube. And I really like to talk about it. It's one of the things that I love about talking to Face, commodities, right? So we just don't talk about it enough. One of my favorite things we've talked about, Crypto Face, was we were talking about commodities in the past, and you gave us a drumsticks / sugar price correlation. So that being said, there's a lot of chaos going on right now. If people aren't paying attention, we have food shortages, including a rice shortage that's happening right now. So Face, are there any commodities that you have your eyes on and looking to trade? And is that like from a technical or not perspective? Kind of give me an idea of what you have going on in that regard.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. I can see your screen. Let me pull it up. Sorry.
All right. So for those of you who maybe don't know, the drumstick was a theory, really is a law. Big fan of drumsticks with the caramel inside. And Dave, ever since the presidential election changed and basically everything changed, drumsticks have shrunken in flux the growth of the cost of sugar, which has been up. Sugar's up like 40-50% since 2020. And my drumsticks the regulars have turned into minis. People say, oh, you must be buying mini drumsticks. There is no such thing as a mini drumstick. There is only regular drumsticks. Maybe there is, but my box never doesn't say minis. But anyways, as far as the trade goes, 2 ETFs that I've been in and I literally added to today is Kane and SGG. I'm not going to go too into detail on my indicator and stuff, but but we got a beautiful or yellow VWAP oscillator wave coming right up. Out, it's beautiful curvature. All-time high for money flow with sugar. I mean, we're going back a long time, and yeah, you're buying into a pump, but I don't see things getting cheaper, and I think sugar's going to keep on running. I don't like adding to losing trades. I like adding to my winning trades, and so adding to Kane and also SGG is another one too. Basically the same thing, and so that, and then gold. Man, my theory on gold is beckoning to come true. Credit Suisse, half of everyone's gold bars that they own have Credit Suisse on them, and Credit Suisse just so happens to be the bank having problems. But I've been saying for years, I've said it on this channel. Do you remember what I said about my gold theory? And it's the only way it's ever going to break the $2,000 slave chains is there has to be some major shit. Banks have to go down. And I've been saying that for years, technically for 2-3 years. And so it came back up to, it didn't hit all time. It didn't hit its highs at 2075. It got close, but it's just not there yet. We need more bank problems for gold.
We're rooting for bank problems, Bitcoin and gold.
Yeah. And so I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited kind of to see what's going to happen. I think if there wasn't any bailouts, then I think then we would have definitely broken the $2,000 slave chains. I know you asked me about Ethereum. Did you want me to go into that or not?
Not yet. Let's
okay.
Let's hold off on that.
So I will say Bitcoin. Can I talk about Bitcoin? Show my little thing on Bitcoin really quick.
Sure.
All I wanted to say, and I think Bill's, I like Bill's analysis. Let me pull up a cleaner chart here. These are my little friends here. I'm sorry about that.
The three amigos.
Yeah, okay. You know what? All right, here. One thing I just do want to bring up is actually just on the weekly. 2000. It looks exactly the same as 2019. You know, when it comes down to the bottom, it has its fake run up, retouches the bottom, and then it goes up. And I mean, the money flow literally looks exactly the same. Both of my RSIs are split. These aren't normal RSIs. They're color coded instead of being a 2-line RSI. So both these lines are 2 separate RSIs. When they're split, when they're gapped and split like this, it's weaker. In a bull run, you want to see them close together. Like in a real, when it's got real strength and the price stays up, you want to see both of these lines close together, if not inside each other. But when they're gapped like this, the price can move up. They'll probably move up, but it don't stay there. And so, and literally, I don't know if you see this, but even just to the exact shape, like it's really rare that you see such an exact shape.
Those look pretty damn similar.
Yeah. And so, I root for Bitcoin, and plus, sell and may walk away. The truth about sell and may walk away is actually sell in mid-April. It's sell in mid-April. Just like a few years ago when I was on Bitcoin. I'm sorry, I hate saying I feel like a dick. But when we said, man, April, these last 2 weeks of April, that's when I had my record trade, my 2 best trades. After that, it wasn't get so pretty. I was able to get some good action these first 2 weeks of April. I haven't been trading much at all for the past 2-3 months, but I was able to get some good action. Now it's like, getting ready to ride that short train. I had a shitty long I entered this morning, actually. Got out of it, and I'm in a good little short right now.
So, Face, overall, you're looking short on the Bitcoin markets, and then obviously long as it relates to sugar. Is there any particular reason that you haven't been trading over you said past few months? You just haven't really been doing as much trading as normal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my life's different. You know what I'm saying? But also, it's just been less jagged, like less liquid. It hasn't been really worth it. The moves have been just weak, and it's just not. It's been, the environment has been like micro scalp environment, and that's just not. I just don't have that.
Not what you're
time
looking for.
Kind of energy to do that at the current moment.
Well, I want to hear from Magic. Bitcoin. I called you earlier. We were talking through some trades, some things that I was talking about, looking to get into a trade. I did actually put in a limit order. I'll tell you about that later. But talk to me about Magic. Talk to me about, you're looking at order flow, you're looking at money flow, you're looking at a lot on the daily basis. What are you maybe two main areas on Bitcoin that you're looking for a long and or a short? Kind of what's the two main, if you were going to go long or you were going to go short, can you kind of show me a couple areas where you're looking for that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, pretty simple. We're actually coming into one of them right now. I got my screen share. I think I tried to share it anyway.
Yeah, it's up.
Hopefully. Okay, cool. I'm going to kill my camera because I'm already freezing on that side. Great. I got to figure that out. But so you have a weekly naked point of control from a few weeks ago that I've been eyeballing. Main reason I've been looking to this 28K area as well is I do hand generated pivots. One of the few people I think that does them. I call this the caveman level. These hit at like 80% strike rate. So it's just a mean reversion tool. And we have not tagged this one yet. You can see this sitting here just naked. What you'll notice is it sits just beneath the previous week low right here, which we're already kind of like not nuking through, but coming through. So taking out some stops here. But what I want you to pay attention to is as we filled out this range right here, everything, we left all these stop losses. So if you don't see the swing fail of this level, like so, coming down and then coming back above and up, you are going to run into issues with that. This can come all the way back down to 26,724. So presetting in this region is really not a great idea. You really want to read the reaction, see good open interest, see buyers stepping in, stacked buying imbalances or trapped shorts. If the screen is blurry, try adjusting on your guys. Then it should be going in 20.
It's clean. It's clean now. It was super blurry.
Okay,
but it's good now.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
what you're looking for here is essentially a setup, is for lack of a better term. You know, presetting only works so well in the market. So if you can see those trapped shorters down in this region or for selling, you can then ride it up and take it back to probably this quarter one high, which was a big level for us. It was a pit stop in between two single prints. Main reason you wanted to pay attention to this is because, well, it's the precursor to finding acceptance back into this old range. And if you do, your yearly pivot or your 12M1, as we fondly label it, comes in down here, which would be a pretty big target. And this would be the area I'm really interested in taking longs out of, because I will then effectively taken out everyone that got to keep their stop losses this whole ride up, right? So these guys are going to get pushed out of the market because we're going to need that liquidity at some point. So to me, if it
28, I mean, 28K is effectively right around that number is what you really have your eye on.
Yeah. If this level doesn't give us a good reaction, I'm really just going to sit on my hands until we get down to here if I'm looking for a long, and then I'm willing to trade this region of the chart again. You know, and if, you know, you don't hold on to 26,724, I was going to pull up some ATAS for you.
Yeah.
You can actually pull over to a TPO, which is a time and price opportunity, along with a profile. And you can start taking a look at levels and where things are going to actually come in at. And what I would, you know, garner my attention to is this big gap right here. So you can excuse all the colors. You can make this however you want, but you'll notice this comes in at 26,425, which is below that yearly pivot at 26,724, basically telling you that if you lose the yearly pivot, the zone we were just looking at, you're looking down to at least 25K pretty quickly. And then after that, you actually don't have any points of control or time points of control coming in until like 23,000, which is a big dump. And that would really start to look nasty. You'd be below 24/7, which is a big level, things like that. So things can get out of hand pretty quickly on this one. But for me, I'm kind of being patient. I'm not really too eager to jump into a long right here. That was the message we gave the last week or so. We've been looking to short this thing down and realistically get that mean reversion back into this area of the chart and read the reaction. And if the reaction's favorable, take the trade. If it's not favorable, well, we know it's probably likely coming down to here to take these stop losses, which gives you a really easy trade, to be honest with you. You can just size up risk immediately because you've got several lows that you can work off of. Like, let's say it comes down, takes this low here. You don't get in right here because you didn't preset or you missed the move. That's okay. As soon as it reclaims the level, you can go here. Stop loss either goes here or here, and you can take it back up in the range. You still don't want to get caught presetting, in my opinion. I think that's a dangerous thing to do right now when you're this extended, because when you look at this move as a whole, you can actually gauge this based on several different things. Me and Bill talked time quite a bit. In this instance, I had two timelines for this pump. One that was going to give us a big pullback in the end of February, which we got. However, if we're going to see an extended rally, you know, it's showing you that the one-to-one of a similar move from 2022 comes out in July, but you're running into the 618 right now, which is letting you know that you're over halfway there in terms of the amount of time it took to make this move. If bears are still in control, this is a very not likely, but this is a logical place for them to start trying to take back some of that ground. And you'd be looking for mean reversion plays back to retest the old range, however you want to look at it. So for me, this was a very obvious area to not be looking for longs. We talked about it last week on the show where I said, if I get a push to like 32, I would love that. I would love to get a short from up there because I think that's a great area, because I think everyone thinks we've reclaimed 30K and then that was the level. You know, it was a great place to trap people. However, it didn't hit my level. I don't know what was at 31K even, but whatever it was, stopped the rally there. So
Yeah.
how I'm looking at it is I'm going to be patient. If I get a good reaction here, I'm willing to trade it. If not, I'm really looking down towards this level. And then you have an overall larger structure at hand. And it doesn't mean the rally's over, but you're just playing a bigger range, you know, potentially like that. But as soon as this level is lost, you're probably coming back to these levels here. And then if you re-enter this range, you know, you almost borderline just say win 20K, you know, it's is what it is there. So, you know, not the rosiest of analysis, I guess, but
we're hitting that 28K right now.
I was about to say we need to hear. That's the reason people come on here, right? They want to hear legitimately what's happening. And I like Magic, how much you use the ranges. It gives me something that's more simple for me. It gives me, when I'm setting up a trade, it gives me an idea. Hey, this is what I'm looking for, and I'm looking for a reaction one way or the other. Okay, it's confirmed. Boom, I can make my move. So I really appreciate that. The not diddling in the middle thing has always been good. I definitely appreciate that. So there's a million different ways. First of all, let me just pause real quick. Smash the like if you haven't already. Turn on the bell notification. If you aren't following CryptoFace, you're crazy. Actually, you're high. Magic, if you're not following him, you're high. Bill Noble, if you're not following him, you're high. Now, a lot of you might be high because it's 420, but make sure that you're following these guys. They are doing a wonderful job. And they're not getting paid to be here. So y'all smash the like and give them a follow. Turn on the bell notifications. Okay, back to it. So there is a million different ways that people trade. There is 100 different indicators that people use. And one of the interesting ones, you'll hear me bring it up semi-often with Bill, is the moon cycles. You hear people talk about this. There's a woman, girl, Marin Altman, that talks about moon cycles. That's like her thing. And I always thought that it was a really interesting idea. And I'm always willing to hear any of it. I want to know. So, Bill, because you have been looking at moon cycles and other astrology correlations, right? Is there anything in particular that's happening in relation to those right now? Anything people should be aware of? And how or what do you perceive to be maybe the reaction from the crypto markets?
Hey, well, today's a special day, not only because it's 420, but because today is a hybrid solar eclipse.
Okay.
So hybrid solar eclipses are so severe, you're going to need to double up on whatever you're doing on 420 or 420. Okay. All right. So a hybrid solar eclipse, according to William Gann, can bring about financial crises and war. All right. Mostly financial crises. So I go digging in ChatGPT. Since 1803, there have been 12 hybrid solar eclipses.
Wow.
Okay. I'll spare you the history. 1803 was the Louisiana Purchase. So a big rug pull on France for half the United States. The rest of these occurrences were all either dollar crises, commodity crises, like we saw that sugar chart. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Or, some sort of tightening move created a financial panic. Now, if you move over here to the ones in the 20th century and beyond, 1900, financial panic, 2-year recession. 1986, dollar crash.
Yeah.
Bretton Woods oil crash to $10. March 1987, long bond goes to 10%, followed by a stock market crash. So, rates up, stocks down.
That's wild.
1994, massive bond market crash that eventually bankrupted Orange County, California. 2013, ironically, was a twist where the Fed attempted to do some tightening and that failed. And also 2013 was a huge year for Bitcoin. 2005, okay, you had another rate hike cycle. That was also the bottom of oil at $43 before it went to $140 over the next 2 years. The hybrid solar eclipse means out with the old, in with the new. right? And it's destructive. Like, make no mistake. So we did in with the new. That's
Bitcoin.
today.
And that's today.
That is today.
Okay.
That is
All
today.
right.
Wow.
So
All right.
depending on where you are in the earth, you can look up in the sky and, the moon will look like it's got a ring of fire around it. So, Gann says you get one of these every 18 years. He used it to predict the Vietnam War in 1927. Crazy stuff, right? Bottom line is, when you get this, you got trouble in legacy, right? This like scares the daylights out of me. Like you were asking, your first question was, why is Bitcoin down? Yeah. Bitcoin is down because it's afraid of what's probably going to happen in legacy. And then you mentioned the moon. I think for sell in May, I think Face is right. I mean, last year it paid to sell in April. Okay. This year I'm looking at, maybe May 18th for a moon event. Somewhere around mid to late May is when you got to just exit.
What kind of moon is on May 18th?
I'm checking right now.
Face, is this something that you're into as well?
Well, I'll tell you. I've had that Marin's handpicked the Super Bowl just off the stars and moons for the past like 3 years. I had to do a little wheel.
I mean, she's got a 50% shot,
Oh, I mean, if you times that by 3 times, that's 2 times 2 times 2.
Yeah. You're right.
And so, the moon cycles, I've seen the charts and stuff. I mean, all that shit matters. It all matters.
And so let me ask this, Bill, in relation to this, because obviously, people will be skeptical of anything you put in front of them. You can put charts in front of them and they'll tell you, well, it could have gone up, could have gone down. And that line was this and that. I mean, literally people question freaking everything. You tell somebody it's raining outside, they're going to walk out, look out. Well, it's about to, whatever. Right. But as it relates to this in particular, are some of like the big, do you believe that some of this works well because big money is watching this as well? Or you believe that it is literally energy focused on what's going on our earth and how people respond to that?
Yeah. I mean, markets are about energy and behavior, right? When you look at a chart, people think, oh, I'm looking at a candlestick or I'm looking at a quantitative indicator. I have them. Okay. When you're looking at a chart, you're looking at the battle between bulls and bears.
Yeah.
Right. Energy. Okay. And, ask anybody that works in an emergency room or as a police officer, what happens on nights where there's full moons.
Yeah.
Right? So when you have full moons, eclipses, there are certain planetary formations related to Saturn and Pluto to keep the jargon to a minimum. The last time we saw stuff like this, the only other 2 times that anybody remembers were the French Revolution and the creation of the American Constitution, the American Revolution. Interesting that the French stormed and took over their stock exchange today. And I think the third revolution is the crypto revolution.
Is that what those Frenchies did today? They took over their exchange, huh? They went out on the
I didn't hear that, Bill. When was that? That was earlier today?
Dude, that was today, man. I mean, first they stormed BlackRock's headquarters.
Yeah.
And today they took the stock exchange. And they walked in with torches right through the building, right through their lobby.
You know what? I got to say, I don't advocate violence, but I love the fact that they're willing to stand up for themselves. I think the United States, one of the problems that I see is that people are so cushy into what's convenient. I'm not going to have any of my life inconvenienced, I mean, literally, we see it happening without me diving into some pretty touchy topics. We see our world falling apart before our eyes. And there are things happening in schools. There are things happening in our government. There are things happening all over the place that you'll hear us talk about, especially on other days on Debate Crypto, that are absolutely unacceptable. And people aren't doing anything. There's a few people that'll stand up. There's definitely people that will voice their opinion. But I respect the French for saying, "Hey, listen, enough's enough. We're gonna take this back." So I definitely do give them props for that.
It's all the sugar here, man.
It's all the sugar here. Oh yeah.
Sugar, man.
Well, Face is bought
I ain't doing that shit. I ain't going to that shit. This place too big. It's too big. We can't revolutionize shit here. We can't have no civil war. It sucks.
No, that is a fact. Well, as it relates to crypto, obviously we have chaos that we're seeing, a few percent move, whatever, gets a little scary. Okay, where are we headed? That's part of what we're talking about today. we obviously lead the way with Bitcoin, and then ETH follows, or that's generally where, you know, where things head off. So Face, I want to ask you, Market Cipher has been a tool that a lot of people use. You created it. It's freaking fantastic. It's something that we use. It's done really well for a lot of people. So talk to me about what Market Cipher is seeing on the ETH markets. Are there any like big trades recently that you made, or like what's it looking like?
It's to be honest, I mean, I don't really even need to pull the. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let me pull this up because
pull it up.
We got some interesting stuff going on here. Where's okay, here we go. To be honest, you know, it's when you're talking kind of crypto as a whole, like it's kind of all the same with like Bitcoin and whatnot. Like we were looking at the oh man, I can't okay, there we go. We were looking at the weekly for Bitcoin, and you know the money flows and the RSIs are the same. RSIs, it's pretty much the same thing, you know, with ETH as Bitcoin, but just kind of peeking at the hourly. You know, we're getting our manipulation yellow X's of danger. Shit's about to hit the fan. You know, our blood diamonds, a dual band strength index is going down. The momentum is hella down. It's hella down. I mean, I tried hitting. I've been trading ETH. You know, I've been comfy with Bitcoin. That's where I'm comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. You know, I was happy for ETH. It's still at 1900. That's good for them, but it's just gonna, you know, I don't know. You know, it is. You know, I tell you, there was a gentleman out there. There's another YouTuber out there that not many people watch anymore, and he's kind of known as a scammer, but he's hit a couple things right, and he was calling for a $3,000 Bitcoin. He's talking about some George Soros stuff. I don't know if
he's calling for a what? For how much? 3K?
He's saying yeah, he's talking like that. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. But you know, I don't know. Apparently, there's some inside info going around, you know. But to me, I mean, you know, I think we should at least see the 15K bottom, if that's the bottom again, you know. But it's hard to say because everything's so quasi, dude.
Yeah.
Bitcoin. It's just to go back to Bitcoin on the hourly because this is just so juicy. This is so dangerous. Money flows even going down even further. This is I don't know. This could be a good ass drop. It's been a good drop. We just gave up everything we did in a week
Pretty quickly.
Yeah. So
for sure. What so as it relates to that, giving up that drop, are we thinking that, like Face, you just alluded to or straight up mentioned the fact that is it the bottom? That's a target. You know, a lot of people will ask, are we at the bottom?
I'll say here's what I want to say to answer your question, because I already know what I want to say, and that is people shouldn't care, kind of like, obviously the world's falling apart, that sucks, and you should carry like crypto. But as far as making gains, what I really want to time the market for is there are so many new altcoins. I am so altcoin numb. I don't know what Blur. I don't know what all these shit coins are. And I really, you know, it goes into Bitcoin, then it goes to Bitcoin to ETH, then it goes to ETH to shit coins, and it goes shit coins to the scum coins. And I want to get the altcoins and the scum coins at the bottom this time, and make real gains off of holding shit coins for a year or two. That is what I want to do this time.
Hold on, back up. You're saying you want to be able to capitalize on the shit coins because you've been capitalizing off of Bitcoin and Ethereum for so long. You want to flip it up.
Well, it's not about flipping it up. It's just about you're not going to get the 100x, 1000x, even 10x.
Yeah.
You know, off Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, maybe, but probably not. Right. That you would with altcoins, and there's a lot of them out there, and so for me personally, I have you know, a little cash fund ready. I've been talking about on Twitter. I have not deployed it yet. I have not. Thank God I did. Thank God I didn't deploy it yet. But man, I'm chomping at the bit, man. I'm ready to just go ham on like 30 shit coins that I've never heard of.
I can't, I actually, well, shoot, I can't even bring that up. Never mind. I was about to talk about something that never mind. Can't even bring up. Yeah, Crusader and I have our eyes on something that we are getting ready to do here directly that I'm super excited about. I actually wish I could talk about it. So yeah, we're definitely looking at it. Bill and I have talked about this a decent little bit, Face, that we think that this next bull run is going to be utilitarian, or I've talked with Bill about that a lot.
Chinese.
I think that the next run they're actually going to like coins and tokens that actually have utility and actually do something.
Okay.
I think are going to be what's actually going to perform. The crap coins and all of the other casino games that's played in crypto, that's not going away. You are always going to, if you give a degen or a gambler or someone access to be able to roll dice, they're going to roll dice. Like no doubt about it. And the crypto casino is open 24/7. So that's always going to be there. But I just really want to see, just for crypto as a whole, I want to see problems being solved and real assets making real changes versus it being so much of the casino. You know?
They get, but and I want to believe that. I wish that was going to be reality. And some of them do, like, there's your Cardanos and stuff, but man, when they get flooded with so much money, man, where they're having too much money in a early company or any business is a problem. And it's a big problem. Like all these just ideas like crypto GPT. That's not chat GPT, right? And that's like people are already talking about that because it went up to 10% or crypto GPT is not GPT, right?
It's not chat GPT. No, they're just literally taking names that are similar to something else, seeing how many eyes they can put on it, pumping it through some of these Chinese whale groups. There's a lot of these whale groups that literally buy and sell. I've sat down at dinner with somebody who walked me through the whole scheme that is in the NFT and the shitcoin space. And it would blow. We've talked about it on a stream before. I'm not going to take the time to do it right now, but it would blow some people's minds if they actually understood what was happening. I won't dive too far into it, but they literally have people overseas that they are paying small amounts of money to effectively buy up all these NFTs with an agreement to sell them back at a certain profit price. And then the whales buy all of that, which then absolutely just it creates just absolute panic and FOMO, and people are so excited about this project. It's going to the moon, baby. And then they use all of you for freaking exit liquidity on a project that was BS from the beginning.
Yeah, dude, I've had people approach me for that. You have an NFT.
Yes.
I'm sure you have too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like our NFT is not even out. We've been kind of holding off on PD, but I've already had like 4 dudes pretty much approach me with like,
they laid out a game plan for you, didn't they? They laid it all out exactly for you. Hey, here's how it works. Here's what it'll do. Here's how much money it'll bring in. Boom, bam, Sam. You ready to do it? And it's like, man, like that's everything that we don't stand for.
That's not what I said. I said, where do I sign? I don't have to sign. Oh, fuck yeah. No,
fantastic. Yeah.
No, I want my shit to be natural marketed, man. Yeah. I'm talking too much anyway, so I want other people to talk.
No, dude, you are fantastic. I totally agree with you. I want to do well on on some of the the crap coins too. I always roll the dice a couple times, but I'm pretty cautious about it just because I don't support it as much as I have a little fun.
Phil, do you still do your man? And I'm sorry, that's one thing I know, Bill, you famous for altcoin analytics. Altcoin,
yes, sir.
Analytics.
Well, I used to work at an altcoin analytics company. I just started to do something on my channel that was kind of radical with an individual that's really good at astrology and tarot cards. So that's my new tongue-in-cheek thing for my website. I know people are going to laugh, but they laughed at stuff like, the moon cycles and the solar eclipses.
So what, are you pulling up like start dates of crypto? Like how are you using that to pick altcoins?
Well, we are messing around with astrological charts using the birthday of certain coins, particularly Bitcoin. With the small coins, we're actually using, we're using astrology and tarot cards to try to get reads on coins that really don't have charts. So I know that's very outside the box, but remember.
No, there's a couple channels, some old school, like OG, like African women that do that. I've done a couple sessions with them. Some small African women, like voodoo tarot card, astrology, crypto channels that I always had fun with too. Yeah. No, I was just asking if you got, because I need help, man. And I know there's plenty of projects out there, and there's plenty of shit coins, and I'm sure there's some decent ones. Like I don't want to, you know, I don't know. I just really want my shitcoin bag to do well. I really want
Face,
a
remind me when we get off here to tell you something. So just remind me. Okay, so let's move. Well, hey, and what was the newest one, guys? Pepe coin or something? I don't know if you guys saw that, the freaking frog coin that it's Smile. Have you guys seen this? Like the NFT of it, I think it's Smile gets bigger as correlating with the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like the actual NFT changes and the Smile gets bigger. At any event, I don't know. It's another crap coin that people have been going absolutely nuts about. They're definitely all out there. Something else that people have been going nuts about is Bybit. If you haven't heard, a little birdie told me that Bybit is cracking the whip. And I know somebody on this stream that maybe will neither confirm nor deny that he liked himself some Bybit. So I want to throw it at you, Magic, not to dox you, brother. But what's going on over at Bybit? Because it's been stressful for some people.
Bybit's straight pissing me off. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, Bybit is they're cracking the whip. They're going to go to KYC mandatory for everybody May 8th, which really kind of kicks me in the nuts because that's where I trade and I only trade there. So it's going to force me out of some positions. As you know, I've been in some longs since January, like the 4th of January, specifically at 16.6. Luckily, I've taken profits on a lot of those. About 80% of the position is closed, but I'm going to have to close that position regardless of what price is going to do. You know, maybe prices was going to force me out of the position anyway, so maybe it's a good thing, but it does kind of suck because now I got to find a new home. I've been looking into exchanges. DYDX is a big one. Been kind of talking about that with some people. Just get a MetaMask wallet. You don't have to do KYC or anything. I'm not a proponent of it. So, yeah, I mean, we get by, but it does kind of mess with my order flow a little bit because Bybit is my main squeeze for order flow. So it is what it is. But yeah, they're doing that.
You're gonna have to get used to using another platform. Bottom line, right? I mean, that just is.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Freaking frustrating with as much as you trade. I'm sure you just have to get used to something totally new. Yeah, we've got a number of people that have been talking about this recently, and you know the whole KYC thing as we're having all of this, the banking crisis, and you know they're pushing for regulation, but won't give us actually what the regulations are going to be. They won't give us anything clear, but they want to make sure they know every single little freaking thing about every person that trades one.
It's just
Satoshi.
really weird how they did it because they didn't actually send out any real announcement. What they did was they went to like some really big YouTubers that promote Bybit and they put out the circulation. And then I found out on Twitter actually. So
they
I
were supposed to do it 2 years ago when that's when they booted my ass off and we're still total homies and everything and shit. But that's when their attorney, dude, booted me out because that I thought they were supposed to do that 2 years ago.
Yeah, they talked about it for sure.
CFTC is going to Arthur Hayes their ass if they step on U.S. soil. I'm sure that's just around the corner. But
yeah, they're actually about to make it happen. So we'll see. Hopefully get things all straightened out, get out of your positions, and keep killing it, brother. Figure out what platform you're going to move over to. Real quick, need to take a quick break. It is after April 18th, so all of you are probably thinking taxes are over. Well, no. Half of you probably are either late on your taxes or you maybe you didn't even know. But if you didn't know, you need to know. This episode is sponsored by Price CPA. We did our taxes, crypto taxes specifically, with Anthony Price. He's freaking fantastic. All I want to say is that it saved us a bunch of money having somebody that knew crypto. I took it to my original CPA who's does my other businesses, and he looked at me like this wild stare in his eyes, like, what the hell am I going to do with this? We took it to Anthony and he said, okay, boom, boom, boom. Here's an idea. We could do this. And all of a sudden it all laid out beautifully and made sense. So if you're looking to find a tax guy as it relates to crypto, Price CPA is the man. He is, I'm not just saying that because he's paying me. I'm telling you, we use him. Like, he's freaking fantastic. So just want to throw that out there. All right, gentlemen, let's do a little lightning round. Let me ask this. I'm going to start off with you, Face. 40K or 25K first?
That's easy, man. Come on.
Okay.
40,000.
Really?
Just kidding.
I was about to say, I didn't think you were going to say that. So 25K is what you're thinking.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Magic?
Sorry, I had a little boomer moment. I had to get unmuted there. I'm in the same boat. The quarterly mean reversion is 24,700. So, you know, that can take months to play out because you have 3 months to do it. And seems like the most logical thing. It's not the end of the world if it goes back to like 24, 25K.
All right, 2 of you 25K. Bill, you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I agree. I think the question is, how do you get there? I'm kind of expecting this like big wick down to run stops and panic people, right? In other words, in markets where, real estate's going down and Bitcoin is going up, people frequently get stopped out in brutal fashion right before, any potential moves unfold. Crises and one-way markets psychologically are tough to trade. So, 25 with a wick.
Yeah, I think it's funny. One of the things that if we would have asked people, I mean, even a few days ago, maybe you three wouldn't be on this list, but if you would have asked the general public just a few days ago, 25K or 40K, baby, no doubt about it, 40K going there, it's happening, we're pumping, we're going to the moon, baby. And if you haven't been in crypto long enough to know, what you need to know is it's not linear. It doesn't just go straight up. We got to have some corrections. So speaking of corrections, 2 questions. I'll give the first one here. Have we seen the low? Have we seen the low? Are we going to reclaim the lows? Bill, start with you.
Okay, I have a chart that says we could, but I think the other charts supersede that.
Okay, so you think we've already touched our low?
I think the lows are in.
Okay, Face.
I don't know. I don't.
What's your gut? What's your gut?
My gut, man. My gut is soft. My gut's soft and says that no.
My gut's hard as a rock, and I'm calling it. We haven't seen the low yet. I still think we have a catastrophe at hand. But go ahead, Face. What's yours?
Capo.
What'd you say?
Capo. I don't know. I'm just talking my ass. Everyone's been seeing this Capo guy, giving that poor guy. I would really like to see that guy be right for how much shit he gets. I don't know him. I never followed him, but everyone keeps harping on this poor guy that's been a bear on Bitcoin or something. I'd like to see this sort of.
He botched the high and the low, man. That's the problem. He botched the high and the low, like horrifically.
So what?
So did everybody else, basically.
Just about, yeah, no. But what the problem was how he went about it. He would like troll people and was so confident, and now he's kind of. It's all childish. I stay out of it. I'm just in it for the memes.
It's social media, man. I get freaking absolutely roasted for literally speaking about basic, just.
Well, for not wearing a shirt.
Well, listen, the ladies love that. All right, so let's be clear about that. Marketing genius that Greg Gressick. Shout out to my marketing manager, Greg Gressick. Genius play, brother. Okay, so. Speaking, that's lows. So let's finish it off. Are we going to see an all-time high this year, or is it going to take until after May of next year? Magic.
I think it's after May of next year. I'm not looking for an all-time high in 2023 by any means.
Okay. And then you think that it'll take time? You think it'll take time to sorry to cut you off, but to get through that first of the year, lead up into the halving, and then continue moving from there?
Yeah, I mean, we have no reason to think that this is going to be any different than it has been. I will tell you that I'm in favor of the low being in for Bitcoin. That was one thing we didn't talk about a minute ago, but the thing is, if we take that low on Bitcoin, it is not going to look pretty because that means traditional markets are probably in a pretty bad way. And the whole like Gareth Soloway doomsday 10-year not making all-time highs thing because we're in a massive recession could be a reality. So it'd be very important for him to hold on to it. I could see altcoins making new lows. I could see Bitcoin continue to control the market. If regulation comes down the pipeline, Bitcoin might dump, not make a new low, which is a good thing. However, that might not bode well for some of the alts. There's a lot of shit coins out there. So most people don't know this, but this will be my 3rd cycle. And usually the newer alts are the ones you want to be in. You want to be in the new hype. You don't want to be in the old, that's a good point. The old stank, so to speak. So just keep that in mind going forward.
Bill, new high this year or going to take us till May or so of next year or longer?
I would say January, February of next year.
Okay.
There's 2 solar eclipses this year. There's one now, and then there's one in October. That's going to be the stock market legacy. That's when legacy cracks. That's when, you get the dip in Bitcoin in September. And believe it or not, my tarot lady thinks, you want Santa to bring you Bitcoin for the holidays for an absolutely smoking up move in crypto, as crypto is the first thing to rise out of the legacy ashes.
That would be a sight to see. Face, I'm guessing I know what you're going to say, but let's hear it.
I could see about how November, it's sweet. November, October, and the December can be sweet. Can get really rotten after that too. 64K top forever, man. If it lasts 4 years, I'm right. If it lasts 4 years, to me, that's forever. I don't know. I kind of agree with what everyone else said. I like the new coin idea, and yeah, man, it's I don't know. I used to have a pretty good knack at, I feel like, knowing Bitcoin's future.
Yeah.
But right now I just have no fucking idea, which to me is bearish.
I think some of that, so to you it's bearish, obviously, because you actively trade. I think it's one of the benefits for me in the fact that I am such a long-term hodl guy, that I'm not making moves left, right, sideways all the time. So when you're a long-term person and you believe in the ethos, you believe in where we're headed long-term, I think it's great. I do hate the uncertainty, the instability, the question marks as it relates to regulation and what this freaking government's going to do, because I've heard it all, or I think I've heard it all. I'm sure I haven't. And that just continues to keep everyone guessing, which, again, if you're dollar cost averaging, the prices stay low, you believe where it's going long term, you're able to continue. Obviously not financial advice. Long term, you stack more Bitcoin, you stack more Ethereum, or whatever asset it is that you're stacking that you believe in. So I just want to encourage everyone, if you're just getting into crypto, or if you've been in crypto for a while, continue to do what works for you. These gentlemen, all three of them, actively trade and are in markets. However, they do it differently. Right. And so they have figured out a way that works for them. We bring them on Thursdays to encourage every one of you and show some different viewpoints of things that are looked at. We looked at everything from moon cycles to Gann charts to order flow to money flow on market cipher, just all of it, right? There's all these different ways to analyze the same information. So figure out what works for you. We are going to be doing, Magic is going to be doing a beginners, like an intro to trading course that's coming up here soon. We're going to be, nice. I think we're going to be selling like 50 seats for that. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. I'm super excited about it. It's going to take you from, effectively, you're going to be able to live talk with us as well and ask questions as part of that. But it's going to take you from basically, hey, I don't really know anything, to having just a solid base foundation of trading. I think that's important. I think too many times people jump in, they see people like Magic and like Bill and like CryptoFace, and they say, well, it can't be that hard. I mean, it can go up, it can go down, and then all of a sudden they throttle the leverage to 20x, 50x, 100x, and then find out the hard way that it's not that easy. So I want to encourage everybody to use good risk management, have fun with it. The crypto markets are definitely a ride, so you got to be strapped in. Bill, Magic, Face, thank you very much for coming on. Again, reminder to everybody, if you have not already, make sure to subscribe to all three of their YouTubes, obviously Twitter, all of the different socials. Make sure to hit them up and check out what they have going on. Smash the like if you haven't already. We've got a couple hundred people in here. I love you guys. We appreciate you for being here. You could be anywhere on a Thursday, but you're here with Debate Crypto. So just remember to question everything, trust nothing, and until next time, hodl like it's hot. We will see you soon. Gentlemen, thank you. Have a good day.
You too.